the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
The Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress and a former Deputy General Secretary, Koku Anyidoho, and wiring o collapse former President John Dramani Mahama manifesto launch because of some exposés on some inconsistencies. Fast statements via former President John Dramani Mahama Ekaye University of Education Winneba during the launch of NDC's People's Manifesto. Nansemena former President John Dramani Mahama Kaya Koku Anyidoho are descended so. Or say or criticize His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo says truly His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo the president Ghana never got. Ntiaba said or refer His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ama book Menase Azuri latest book awide wa publish it and original manifesto launch so and oyeden or kanwasem. Nano na Koku Anyidoho say there is serious confusion on the Mahama family. President he has decided to be the promoter of the book titled The President Ghana Never Got, while his brother is threatening to go to court over the same book. The spirit of confusion is certainly hovering over a certain family. Now, former Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, or Kasa Koku Anyidoho, Ibrahim Mahama, the brother of former President John Dramani Mahama, said, Omone Menase Azuri Eko Court. Because Buka Omutro said, NDC for Bebre, Omonim says scandals upon scandals. MPP for aye book the president never got. Omukoto eko biemwa. Say na former president John Dramani Mahama ene nua Ibrahim Mahama scandal ene was a book no. Na I to say matreke mo pa. Omudin say election period. Omukwa akoto book na aboa na book no man make reference to it. Say na ya beboa ama NDC win election. Koto buku kan buka Menase Azuri asanso atro nyeme bia Ibrahim Mahama with former President John Dramani Mahama during his tenure of office it goes to expose other corruption scandals. As a former President John Dramani Mahama even up to today still na exposes of corruption scandal. Edaso echichire nekom. Now, former President John Dramani Mahama's recent declaration said the family and a political exposed individuals omonye obe stop more from purchasing assets, state assets, say ye elected in 2024. And it raises a lot of questions, especially from the former Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Koku Anyidoho. In West and Kasa former President John Dramani Mahama, the children say we will embark on a ruthless war against corruption. We will prohibit politically exposed persons, political appointees, and public officials from purchasing state assets. So it's not only me who cannot buy state assets, my wife and my children cannot buy state assets because they are all political exposed persons. And then Kofu Bisa said, former President Dramani Mahama, adding, yen electing as a former president or yen electing as a president of Ghana, a government official wanda ewa Ghana ha na. Because during the presidency, there's a Ghana Airports Company contract, $18 million, our title on SBMC. According to this article, no, Omo LNK, Emma, the former brother Ibrahim Mahama, during the time, and because of conflict of interest. And saying, Sema, okasiti, no one can about being opportunity. And why no trokan? And see a bed na obisano, ye bedding, ye trust and say, wo bra, nebe sanitizer, and I say, be sanitize the corrupt system. And he trusts the idea, and that forms a team for the former president John Dramani Mahama because of a typical example of this SBMC contract, $18 million contract of the Ghana Airports Company. You see a tabrimi edema former President John Dramani Mahama Ninuya Berima. Now, similarly, so you see my Child Bank, Forties, and also a company with ties with Mahama's appointees raised questions about conflict of interest. Former President John Dramani Mahama's pledge to investigate unresolved cases, including Ayawaso West Wagon by election violence and Ahmed Swallow's killing. Yes, ni nane de or can ama nkrofo assume ayomo there because NDC supporters ene omo instigate say omo kwako attack electoral commission officials and security personnel doing protection of these officials. A cause of violence, a cause of Ayawaso West Wagon. In DSM, investigations been granted within the NDC party. Omokwakoye during the time I just say Koto Abamano and Sana Watima Akwakoye sa investigations. During NDC tenure from 2009 to 2017, the party's administration was marred by a series of corruption scandals that eroded public trust and undermined its credibility. Indeed, former President John Dramani Mahama, especially in Mreso, even Yebeka's former President John Evans Atamel scrappo there, na corruption scandals na scrappo there, Nemba Biblisa, the only one very, very popular that involved the investigation of him as vice president. It's former President John Dramani Mahama did who Jimwa and a corruption started saying AP Nina a foreigner even for the presidency. A typical example, a Jida sounds so yet affected people of the north. Sika yesi enfama mbebunu na omofanko ye juma na impenifoni dini nyafu na appointees no because of the simple fact say obeka say na Airbus scandal mpo yenye hu investigations that Jida na aba be hu investigations into omunya the infantry omunya the audacity edi government taxes aban revenue mobilization nyafu. Even a typical example so Sada scandal. Another one and also with impunity is sika yede agricultural animal rearing to say confirm nina yakubusaya omunya the audacity ekachense samoano etu akobokina faso nkofo kwade ayasresem up till today yentimi nyeden enfine wo ma say scandal. Former Deputy General Secretary Koku Anyidoho say a laughable, even funny. Say former President John Dramani Mahama obi a yehu ni nsa no adwuma da obenya the audacity ababeka say Ghana for a man another chance no ono and eba fight corruption. Yebusa lawyer Paul Adomochi ye interview bi say former President John Dramani Mahama adenti na youth no kasa omo no opportunity number year presidency. Yenkotie lawyer Akbar Nsem Oditudra efa former president John Dramani Mahama the credibility and the pedigree as a fighter of corruption during the time of Obey president. Say beto aba mani bi man na say yento aba emma former president John Dramani Mahama bi.
Why should young people not listen or vote for John Mahama as the final part of our conversation?
In 2012 he told the young people of this country to give him the opportunity to be president and that he would deliver prosperity for them, that he would create the opportunities for them to get jobs to do. In fact, I remember the exact words he used. He said he would lead a government which would create the opportunities for all those who are willing and able to work, to get work. He promised the Ghanaian people that he was going to ensure an annual growth rate of some 8% per annum. The young people listened to him and voted for him to be president. We all know that for 4 years we slept in darkness, contrary to his promise to ensure reliable power supply throughout his presidency. We all know that he entered into an agreement which prevented his government from employing young people throughout his presidency. We all know that the many commitments that he made to young people, he failed to deliver. We believe that it is important for young people to consider Dr. Bawumia, who has had no such opportunity to be president. And beyond everything, based on what they have done as vice presidents, it is safe to conclude that Dr. Bawumia would be a better president to serve the aspirations of young people than John Dramani Mahama. Or, even more importantly, is their personal integrity. Because the major worry for young people is who best can protect their taxes. Dr. Bawumia has been, at least for public service in this country, since 2000.
From the Bank of Ghana.
From the Bank of Ghana. He rose through the ranks to become a deputy governor of the central bank. And currently he's vice president. In international development, he has worked with the IMF, he has worked with the Africa Development Bank, and many other international institutions. What is clear is his undoubted integrity, which is very, very crucial in who we select to be the next president. In all of the roles that he has played, I say confidently that he has remained Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He has acquired no such names as government official one and all those other names. He has remained Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You need a president who has no ambition for wealth. And I have made this point many times. Because for such a person, he is much more interested in protecting your taxes and using them for public purposes.
Like free SHS.
Like free SHS. Like increasing capitation grant. From 5 CDs, we got it in 2016 to 15 CDs. All right? Like investing heavily in things like school feeding program. So Dr. Bawumia has the integrity that we require in our next president. His vice presidential candidate, Dr. Matthew Opoki Pwempe, was very forceful in making that point, that Dr. Bawumia is not corrupt, he cannot be corrupted by power, and he has never been a subject of any investigation. I believe that on the strength of this, young people should give him the opportunity. So we see what he can do for the people of Ghana. His opponent has had the opportunity to be president in 2012. His record has been and was screamingly appalling. And I do not think that we should return to those errors. Apart from everything, Dr. Bawumia understands the need of young people. Young people want easy access to public services. Dr. Bawumia is saying that by formalizing the economy through digitization, it creates the opportunity for young people to access public service with ease. So he appreciates the world. And that's why he made that direct appeal to young people to support him to be president, and he would lead that great transformation that they have always desired. Even more importantly is the fact that we have already provided all the safety nets. So you need the vision of Dr. Bawumia to propel businesses, to deliver jobs, so young people can enjoy what nationhood has to offer.
But I need to ask you, why your party is running away from holding a presidential debate?
It is a completely worthless exercise. So we don't think that it will serve any purpose at all. The reason, my guiding principles are 2. Don't debate an idiot and don't debate a liar. So any of these 2 who tempts me for any debate, I ignore them.
You're not calling by this the presidential candidate of the governing New Patriotic Party an idiot and a liar.
No, I'm not saying the 2 must fit one person, but when you look at the 2 categorization, you see that he's a liar. That one is something nobody can contest. I'm not too sure whether he's an idiot, but at least I'm sure he's a liar. So, in my capacity as the national chairman, I have made it very, very clear to our flag bearer that we are not going to engage in a debate with a liar. It has been said by ancient sages that never debate a liar because they believe in their lies. And so you can't win a debate against a liar. So don't waste your time going into it.
Asedu Nketia says he's not going to debate Dr. Bawumia because he's a liar.
I think that is an irony, but I would also comment briefly on the level of indecency in the language that the NDC is, signaling ahead of the December elections. I mean, it is a competition of ideas, and as much as possible, we should avoid raw insults. And you would expect that people like Asedu Nketia, who is supposed to be an example for young people like myself, would be conducting themselves in a manner dignifying of their age. It is reprehensible for me to describe John Dramani Mahama in similar light, because if for nothing at all, the aura of respectability associated to the office that he once occupied ought to be maintained. And I think that that same principle applies to Dr. Bawumia, because as I've been the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, he's currently the vice president of the Republic of Ghana, not for the New Patriotic Party. So he represents our nation, and regardless the heated nature of our politics, we must, ensure that there's some modicum of respect. And I was really disappointed in his choice of words. But if you say that somebody is a liar, a debate provides the platform to demonstrate to the Ghanaian people that your assertion is valid. And so for 7 years they have maintained that Dr. Bawumia has failed in their view in the management of the economy. They have raised a number of claims against him. Notwithstanding those claims, the NPP delegates decided to elect him as a presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party. A presidential debate provides the platform for the NDC to vindicate the claims that they have made in the last 7 years.
Directly with him.
Directly with him. It affords them the opportunity
the full glare of the Ghanaian people.
With the Ghanaian people. It affords them the opportunity to say that, well, in our view, you have mismanaged the economy based on the data available. So that at the end of the day, you're able to prove to the Ghanaian people that for 7 years, the things that you have been saying are true. But unfortunately, they are not prepared to take up that opportunity and to demonstrate to the Ghanaian people that what Dr. Bawumia, what they have been saying about him is true. I think, rather, that our position has been affirmed that indeed, when it comes to the management of the economy in the last 7 years, our record is superior to that of the NDC. And Dr. Bawumia is fully prepared any day to justify, on the strength of the data, that what we have been able to do in the last 7 years is far, far better than what the NDC was able to do. But if they are not prepared to take the opportunity to, vindicate the claims that they have made against Dr. Bawumia, it is for the Ghanaian people to judge. It is not a good argument to say that because candidate Akufo-Addo did not debate John Dramani Mahama, therefore John Dramani Mahama will not debate Dr. Bawumia. The essence of presidential debate is to provide the voter with that opportunity to evaluate not just your track record, but even the ideas that you are advertising. All right, because through the debate, questions are asked, the ideas are tested, and so the voter is able to make informed decision. And I think that it is unfortunate that they have decided as a party that they would not afford the Ghanaian people the opportunity to evaluate these two candidates, their track records, and the kind of...
But nevertheless, is Dr. Bawumia preparing for it? Because the IEA seems to be going ahead with it. And there may be other presidential candidates.
Well, I mean, the two main contenders, really, are John Dramani Mahama and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Whether you like it or not, one of them would emerge as the next president. And so their views on crucial matters affecting the Ghanaian people are very, very important. And I don't think that the other presidential candidates would be able to represent the aspirations of the Ghanaian people in this time of our national life than the two of them. You know, Dr. Bawumia is ready any day that the NDC decides.
Would he take an IEA platform even if John Mahama is not showing up?
Well, the campaign is yet to take a decision on that in the face of the NDC's position on the whole subject matter. But what I do know is that Dr. Bawumia, in the meantime, would be engaging the Ghanaian media, and it would be a thorough representation of our country. All the 16 regions will be present, and questions would be asked. His policies, they would ask questions on his policies, and he would provide explanations. I'm sure the journalists would ask questions about his track record as vice president and what he has been able to do. We believe that it is one of the platforms that we'll use to address some of